What's good, MG? I wasn't ready for that.
So, we are back with part 2 of Roommates Never Again. If you have not seen part 1, link will be in the description below. But without further ado, we're going to get right to it. I moved in about a month later. My friend calls me and she needs a place to stay. And it was me and Gershom in one room and our other 2 roommates in another room. And we had the middle room free. So we're like, you know, why not? Not everybody was on board with it at first.
One particular person.
But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. Somebody needs some help. You're trying to help them out. It is what it is.
The other roommate, the girl, you know.
We're not talking about past nothing.
We helped her out. But, okay.
It does not. Then she moved in and she was dating someone at the time and they were over a lot.
It wasn't nothing more so towards him. It was just the fact that it was one couple in one room, one couple in another. And so there was pretty much 3 couples in each room. And it was like 2 of the couples were actually paying, like everybody was paying. And then you have one other couple in that middle room that one person was paying because she actually stayed there. And then he would be over, you know, I didn't care about the sleeping part. That's not, you're not wasting money. It's the washing up before work, cooking and all that. It was just kind of like a little too much. I was like, yeah, you know.
More electricity, more water.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to pay.
When we already got 5 people in the crib.
You know, more people using stuff, the more we got to pay. And, you know, even though we were dividing everything, it was still pretty expensive because, I mean, people don't know how to turn stuff off and stuff like that. So that was a little irritating. We ended up, you know, having to tell him, like, chill out, we're coming over so much. But then he became kind of cool, so then he still kind of came over a lot anyways. So that kind of didn't really work out the way we thought.
Yeah.
But
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Alright, so our rooms were, like we said, it was me and Gershom, her and her boyfriend, and then the other 2 all the way at the end towards the front. And so they were right in the middle, and they would have problems. They'd be arguing early in the morning, and sometimes he wouldn't even be there, and it would be like on FaceTime arguing, and we're like, literally, me and him are looking at each other like, oh my God, it's like 7 in the morning.
It was too much drama.
Why are they sitting there arguing? Their rooms are next to us. They're so loud. And it was just like, everybody in the house, it was always something going on. And it was, because her room was in the middle, it was just like.
Look, the biggest problem was people didn't know how to cut off old people. That's what we got out of that. Like, that was the problem. That why they were always arguing.
So they were arguing in the house, it was known, and then it got really, really crazy when the other couple was having problems too. If you want to go ahead and talk about that.
And mind you, we had our problems too, but they like, oh,
because
y'all were just great.
Because I had just moved in and
we had a few problems.
Like, I was cool with them. I was cool with them, but they were more so your friends at the time because I didn't really. So this was like just really, really crazy for me. So
it was crazy for all of us.
I mean, yeah.
Like, but my friend and his girl, I guess she wasn't happy. I wouldn't say that she wasn't happy with him, but more so just wasn't happy with her life, I guess. And she decided to you know, cheat on him, and he was pretty pissed. You know, I mean, anybody gets cheated on, you're pretty pissed by it. But you know, he decided to take her back. But it was weird. It
wasn't like quick, but it was like,
no, I mean,
he needed a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But then he still took her back because at the end of the day, you know.
But once you cheat on somebody, the trust was gone, and you could, like, everybody in the house saw it.
But he had love for her, so it is what it is.
But love, trust is sometimes bigger than love. So it was very known, like, with different things that would happen throughout the house, that it just wasn't there no more. You know, the fire wasn't there no more. So
speaking of the fire not being there, so the next thing is the couple in the middle broke up.
Yeah.
So they broke up, and it was peaceful in the house.
It was a little peaceful. Even with the other couple drama, it was still a little more peaceful.
It was a little peaceful, and
she decided to.
Well, low-key, we had something to do with that because remember we went to the beach and
she was digging one of my friends.
Yeah.
And you know, we were playing matchmaker.
We like set them up.
We were trying to play matchmaker because she was digging, he was digging, and we was like, hey, well, she's not technically seeing nobody right now, you know, and so, you know, they did their thing. They literally ran for like a week, and that was it.
No, it was a little longer than that.
No, it was about a week. I remember that. It was a week.
Yeah.
That was it.
Okay.
We
went out on a couple's date too.
Yeah, we went on a couple's date. Like, it was, oh God, it was so funny. I don't know how that happened.
That was
and
so
like,
much fun.
Where
though.
it just.
That was fun.
It was so odd. They were head over heels for each other, and like a couple days later, it was just a wrap. And she kind of like, I wouldn't say she did bogus, but like she kind of like stopped messing with him. She just decided like, hey, I don't want to mess with you. I want to continue to talk back with the previous boy, the previous guy. So that
they got back together.
Then they got back together, and you know, eventually that just kind of just faded eventually, and you know, it was expected to fade. Honestly, the way their relationship was. But,
they had their good times though, but you know, you just gotta, whenever you have problems, you just gotta continue to work through them. And some problems can be fixed.
But they had bad communication too. Yelling is not the best way, and they yell all the time. Like people yell. I don't see. You saw I do yell. I do yell sometimes, but I don't yell all the time. Like I don't just. Sometimes she tells me like, "Hey, stop yelling." Okay.
All right. So then a little bit after that, like getting closer to my birthday, not even that, a couple months before, like I had this friend and he would come over all the time. He was one of my friends that I had met before I had moved in with you guys, because he lived like a block away from the apartment that I was staying with, and he was a friend of the girl who I was staying with at the time. So he was coming over a lot and we were real cool, we were kicking it and stuff, and then so we had been friends for like a year at that point, and so he started like coming over to our house, like hanging out with me and Jazz, hanging out like.
I had to make sure he was cool though.
But he was real cool.
I ain't play that.
Was he cool to you?
Yeah, he was cool.
Like he was real cool.
Honestly, I wasn't really worried about him.
Yeah, he was cool.
I wasn't worried about him in any sense. So once I realized
he
it, I said, "Oh,
he was,
okay."
And I was telling you that from the jump. Like he's more so like just one of my really good friends.
Not even that. When a man feels threatened by another man, they don't want them around.
Yeah.
I wasn't threatened at all.
Okay.
That's why he came around. Didn't really care.
Okay.
Just saying.
But okay, so yeah, so he was.
I'll be honest with you.
Alright. We ain't gonna get. That's my friend now. Okay?
I didn't say anything. I made my comment. Okay. That was that. I wasn't gonna say nothing else. Cause see, I wasn't threatened, but I was suspicious. So I wasn't suspicious for me. I was suspicious for my roommate because I noticed that my roommate's girl, the one that cheated before, she would go out and like kick with them more often. And mind you, she didn't really like her Mercides.
She didn't like me or my
the
friend
other
when
roommate.
we first moved in, because actually, let me go back a little bit. When my friend first moved in, it was a month after I had moved in, and the girl, I don't know what her reasoning was, but basically like she felt like we were super young and we were obnoxious and this and this and that.
Mind you, only a couple years older.
But the thing was, she was talking, because we worked at the same place. She was at work talking to a coworker about it, thinking they was all cool and like the girl wasn't gonna come in and tell me. Mm-hmm. She's like, "Hey, I don't know if you know her or not, but like your roommate, she was like this and this and that, and she was talking mad stuff about your friend who just moved in." I'm like, there ain't no way she just know all this information. She had to go and tell her. How she know? Because when I start working somewhere, you don't just start telling people your business. One, and two, you just be quiet. Low key, when you start working somewhere, my best advice to give y'all is like, be quiet. And low key, people will start telling you stuff. You'll start peeping stuff about people, because that's exactly what happened. She started somewhere and she started talking. She started letting everybody know what was going on in her household.
That was her biggest
And then it
problem.
came back around, and it's like, girl, what you running your mouth for?
And she did to one of my friends, you remember?
And then it's like, yeah, and then it's like, if you felt like you had a problem with us, like you could have came and told us, like if we was too loud. And it wasn't even that, because she started hanging out with us.
And that's
like,
what made me suspicious.
Oh yeah. Then that gets back to it, yeah.
So she started hanging out with him more, kicking it with him, and it'll be her friend Mercides and the guy. And so I knew that Mercides wasn't doing nothing. I knew that her friend wasn't doing anything. So I say, why is my friend's girl always going out there with them now? And she didn't really fuck. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to learn how to stop cursing. She didn't really mess with them that much. So, you know, I just had my intuition like, man, something ain't right. And so, let's just say about a month after I started thinking about some things.
It was after my birthday.
Yeah, a month or so afterwards, we could tell that something was really off. And so your friend had a girl that he was like his best friend, but then they ended up started talking. And so she came over and
she was coming, actually before that, she was coming
over a lot.
Because,
she was kind of coming over more.
Even before and it wasn't, they were talking, they were dating at that point, you know what I'm saying? Because before,
see, I don't know all this because it's not my friend.
Before then, him and her were like just friends and stuff like that, and she started coming over too, like hanging out and stuff like that, because I was cool with her too. She was one of the people who I was hanging with him when I was living at my old place. It was one day in particular that like just told it all. But I was on the phone, so he can tell the story best. So yeah.
This was a funny day. I was coming back from work.
You sure were.
And I got in the house. This is the weird part. Her friend was over there and she wasn't even over there because he was cool with the girl that was staying with us, which is your friend too.
Yeah, my friend.
So I get in the house and you know he's like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "What's up?" I knew Mercides wasn't already there, of course, and so you know I go in the room. I'm chilling because at that point it was too many people in the house for me. I'm like, they ain't my friends. I'm gonna go play the game.
The middle couple was there, so her boyfriend was with you.
The one that she got back with all the yelling and arguing, him. And so he came in the room with me and we was I think playing the game. We was kicking into whatever we were doing. We were talking, and so we started hearing some ruckus in the kitchen. And so my friend, he was asleep because he works nights. He was asleep. And his girl was in there with them. Mind you, Mercedes isn't there. I'm there. The other girl, Mercedes' friend, was there. And so we hearing ruckus and we like, what's going on? You know, and we trying to, we didn't really care, one. So we still playing the game. We're doing whatever we were doing. And then your friend, the guy, his girl at that point, she goes through the hallway and says, and she was like, you need to be focused on your man while you sitting there all on mines, worried about mines. Some crazy, we're pretty much told that she was messing with him.
No, she said it. She said it. I was on the phone.
I don't remember. Like, it was a while ago.
I'm like, what's going on? Hold on. Wait, what's going on? She was literally like, I'm finna go tell your dude that you've been stepping out on him.
Yeah, and so my friend, I guess, wakes up and opens the door. He didn't say anything. He kind of opens the door.
I don't think he heard it. And like,
I don't know if he heard everything.
It was just getting really loud.
I mean, he heard everything, but you could tell that she knew that she probably thought he heard something, and you could just tell like it was a
whole
bad
change,
vibe.
like the whole aura.
And so I'm like, whoa, like she already cheated once. I'm like, no, she did do it again.
And then they sat down and they told you everything.
Yeah, and so then her friend, because he was like, oh, I feel so bad. I feel like I messed up the household. And he was like, man, I just got to tell you what happened, man. And I really didn't ask. I was staying to myself. He came and told me. And so he was like, man, yeah, we've been seeing each other, you know. We had sex. I'm like, at that point I'm like, damn, now I know. Yeah, so I asked him, how many times, like, is this like a one-time thing, And he said, he was like, we've had, sex a couple of times now. I'm like, damn, he thought I was gonna be mad at him, so I'm like, hey, I was pissed, because that's my friend, but like, I couldn't physically do anything to him because it's just like, hey, this ain't my girl, you know what I'm saying? But I was just like, man, that's messed up. I told him, you may want to leave because when he finds out you still here, that's probably gonna be very bad. So he ended up leaving, and we just
he didn't come over.
He didn't come over
not
ever
another
again.
time.
He didn't come over ever again. It was bad. It was really bad. And so we'll leave y'all with that. That's what we're gonna stop at, and best believe it definitely does get even crazier, of course. And we'll let y'all know what happens next time. So stay tuned for part 3.
Bye.
Peace.